Hi everyone. Okay, so I recently picked up a set of these lovely rivet screws from Skywampa. They're threaded, they look like a rivet, and I don't know if you can see, they are vented, so a little bit more sound can come out. So I was just installing these. I've bought the Empire Strikes Back version, and I bought the slightly smaller The Force Awakens version, and we're going to put them on here and here. One word of warning, don't do what I did. Don't buy one and one, because they don't come as a pair. You have to order two. It does say in the description, item contains one rivet, but I didn't read that, so I had to then order another pair and pay 2 lots of postage. So if you want two, you have to actually put two in the basket. Like I say, it does say that. It was me being an idiot. So I'm going to put the Empire Strikes Back ones on a Graphics 2.0, and we'll look at how you do that. And I'm going to put the Force Awakens / The Last Jedi ones on my 89 Sabres Graphics, but really it's the same for anything that has a kind of a rolled in or a fixed in kind of pommel, so a Romans or a vintage or anything that is kind of one piece. Excuse me. Okay, so first things first. Let's do the Force Awakens. So these screws did not go through there. They did not screw in. They were too big. So to overcome that, you need to take your drill, and you will be needing a 3.5mm bit, and you will need to just remove the smallest amount of material from there. I've already done mine. That was just showing you what I mean. But I think these holes might be 3mm, and then you're going out to 3.5mm, and then it kind of pushes through. Okay, so that's the first modification you need to do. That's on an 89 Graphics. It might be different on anything else. Although I don't think anything else comes pre-drilled, does it? So if you are drilling, drill out to 3.5. The 89 Graphics D-ring K-bolt was fine. They kind of thread through the hole, half push, half thread, and they go through. So you don't need to take anything out of those. Okay, the next thing you're going to need is a 6mm socket, because this rivet screws come with a little bolt, and that just pops in there. Now, unfortunately, you can't use a socket set with one of these on the end, because, well, you need a down stepper. But anyway, they're too fat. This hole here, the outermost hole, is right near the edge, if you can see. So there isn't room to get this in. Because you're too far away from the hole. So you can't use these. You need something more slimline. So I've got one of these kind of, it's like a screwdriver handle with a socket set attached on the end, and that way you can keep nice and close to the edge and make that hole. Okay. The other thing you'll need is, where is it? A piece of blue tack. Because obviously trying to balance the nut in the end of this and get it down there without it falling out, it's never going to happen. So just pop a little piece of blue tack in here, like so. Press it in a little bit, there we go. There. And then that's a nice little nest for your bolt, and just line that back up push it in a bit. There we go. So that's not going anywhere. So first things first, let's line the D-ring up. Let's take our TFA/TLJ rivet screw, and we'll just give that a bit of a, there you go, she's in. Next one, right there. Just give that a little bit of a, there you go. And she's in too. Are they sitting flush? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Maybe just give them a tap. There we go, that's better. They're nice and flush now. Okay, so I'm just going to place my finger over those to keep them in place. And then this is the tricky bit. You have to do this blind pretty much. You have to feel your way. So I've got the nut on the end here. So I'm just going down. I'm going for the middle one first, nice and easy. I can kind of just about, you can't see it, but I can just about see it's lined up. Give it a few twists. That's on, I think. Yeah. I'm going to wait for it to, there we go, bite a little bit, and then I can pull out, and I've got a nice impression of the nut in the end there, and it's actually attached. So next up, exactly the same process. Pop that one in there, and we're going for the tricky edge one now. So I'm going all the way down. There we go. I think that's on. And twist it till I feel it bites. There we go. Nut is gone. So then I'm just going to take that off. Got a handy Allen key, and I'm just going to poke the blue tack out of there. It's done its job. There we go. Put that back on the end, and then I'm just going to tighten them. So I'm not going to go too tight, just half a turn, I think, just till it bites in and you feel it. There you go. So there we are. Riveted or rivet screws. It looks much nicer than the hex screws, but it's a little bit more of a pain to attach them, but it looks nicer and it's not permanent. You can take these off, which is great for me actually, because this is not the cable I want. This is the 89 Sabres kit one, and I'm probably going to get one from Wonawanga, but for now it's on and I can take it off and change it out whenever I want, and it looks great. It looks like it's riveted on, doesn't it? Okay, so now to the 2.0. The 2.0 dear. Right, this is more tricky because of the threading. The hole where let's just pop it through, where this comes through, is much closer to the edge. Okay, in fact, if I pop a screw on here real quickly, a nut on here real quickly. There you go. You can see it's so close to the edge that I can't get a socket around that to tighten it. Do you see what I mean? This is in the way. So the middle one's fine. That just goes on the same. But this edge one here is a pain. So all I've been able to work out, I can't even get a screwdriver in there. Use a pair of these and just grab, twist half, grab, twist half. That was the only way I could see for it to work. Luckily, it's not so close that it won't spin. I mean, it is close. I don't know if that was engineered on purpose or if it's just a bit of a fluke, but that nut only just clears the edge to even allow it to thread on. So let's assume it was perfectly engineered rather than a fluke. I'm sure it was. So, okay, I'm also going to put, I've got a KR Sabres pommel cap on here. So we're going to go with that as well to complete the look. So I get that lined up. There we go. something like that. Get my, this is a Wanawanga cable on here. Yeah, do you know what, that's a bit tricky. I'm going to get those lined up first and pop them through. Oh, one thing I did have to do. For some reason, the top hole on my Wanawanga was ever so slightly tight, and I couldn't get it through all the way. It wouldn't sit flush. So again, I had to take the 3.5mm drill bit just to the top hole, and it took off just a fraction of material, and now that can slide nicely through. It was ever so slight. The bottom one, or the middle one, is fine. That goes through okay. So I don't know why the top one was slightly different, or maybe the bolts, the screws are slightly different. I don't know, but that's what I had to do. But 3.5mm is the thread you want to get these rivet screws through, and obviously, as I'm saying, it's fine. It's having trouble. Do you know what? I'm just gonna, while we're on camera, I'm just gonna remove that bit of material from this bottom hole, so you can see how slight it is. And it's so slight you don't even need to vise it. It just, there you go. See, it didn't even see it take anything off. One, two, there we go. So it's just a fraction. Okay, so they're through. That's looking nice and empire-ish. So let's go now into the pommel. You can see I obviously drilled my 2.0 pommel out a lot to get some sound venting. It does make a huge difference. So if you do like a loud saber and you're not fussed about having a pommel on the end, I'd drill them out. Okay, so we're through here as well. So there they are. So let's pop the screws, sorry, the bolts on the bottom. Now there's only just enough thread to get these onto with the KR Sabers, you know, extra thickness of the end cap as well. But it does go on. Let's just make sure we're on. Okay, there we go. That's nice. I've not lined that pommel up very well. Just loosen that slightly. What have I done there? I think I've come through the wrong, messed up somewhere. I think I've taken this to the wrong place. Yeah, I had. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm just going to try and tap that through. There we go. Right. Let's get that bolt on the end. As you can see, I thought the 2.0 would be easier because you can take the end pommel off and do it, but actually I don't think it is. I think the vintage style is easier. You just need a bit of blue tack to help you get the bolt on, that's all. Okay, now for the tricky one. So we've got this one on in the middle, that's fine. And this top one here is so close to the edge, we're not going to be able to use the socket. So I'm just going to knock that through a bit more. Bit of trial and error here. It's probably because I've got it's the pommel cap that's doing it. In all honesty, it's not because it's a 2.0. Pop that that's on. Come on, thread on. Okay, it's threaded on. That's as tight as I can get it with my fingers. So it is on. This one's nice and tight, this one isn't. So this is where we have to get fiddly. Just do it a quarter turn at a time. Careful not to, there you go, it's actually tightening on okay. And that's pulling through here, so that's tightened down nice and flush. So it is pulling through. It's just a bit of a pain. There we go. I think that's nice and tight. So let's pop this on the end here. Is that the right one? There we go. Empire and The Force Awakens minus the end cap. Obviously I haven't got that yet. I don't see the point until I get a 101 going. So, but you can see the two different size rivets. You can see they're both vented. It looks nice. I'm impressed with that, particularly like this. It really does look good. Let's pop it on and see how the vented rivets sound. I'm going to do it up all the way. We haven't got all day.
Reflex Legacy.
Young one.
Sounds pretty good.
I am your father.
Okay, so there we go. That's how you attach them. Some slight modifications, but not loads. All you need is one of these with a 6mm bit on the end, a 3.5mm drill bit, and something small and strong to get at that awkward nut for the 2.0, and that's it. Thanks for watching.